You're 3 messages into a conversation with Claude, and you have to explain, again, that you're a Python developer, not JavaScript, that you prefer concise answers, that your company uses Django every single time, starting from scratch. It's like having a coworker with perpetual amnesia. Brilliant, but completely unable to remember anything you told them yesterday. Well, that changed in March 2026. Anthropic rolled out memory to every Claude user, including the free tier, and they added something surprising, an import tool for your ChatGPT history. Today we're walking through exactly how this works, the 3 layers of memory, what actually gets remembered, and whether this genuinely changes how you'll use Claude day to day. Plus the privacy question nobody's really asking, should your AI remember you at all? First, let's talk about why this matters. AI assistants have historically treated every conversation like a first date. No memory of what you discussed before. No continuity. ChatGPT added memory features first. That's important context. They had a head start. And for a while, that was a genuine competitive advantage for OpenAI. If you'd been using ChatGPT for months, it knew your preferences, your communication style, your projects. Switching to Claude meant losing all of that, starting over from zero. Anthropic's move here is strategic. By offering memory free to everyone and enabling imports from competitors, they're trying to eliminate the switching cost entirely. The timeline: Claude's memory first launched in October 2025, but only for paid plans. As of March 2nd, 2026, it's available to everyone, including free users. That's a significant shift. Memory used to be a premium feature. Now it's table stakes. Every Claude user gets it, regardless of what they pay. But here's where it gets interesting. Claude doesn't have one memory system. It has 3 distinct layers, and understanding the difference actually matters. Layer 1, chat memory. This is available on all plans, including free. Claude learns your preferences over time, how you like responses formatted, your expertise level, topics you care about. It builds this profile gradually through your conversations. You don't have to explicitly tell it things, though you can. Remember that I prefer TypeScript over JavaScript, and it will. Layer 2, chat search. This is where paid plans get something extra. Claude can actually search through your past conversations using RAG retrieval augmented generation. Instead of starting from zero each time, Claude can pull context from things you discussed weeks or months ago. What was that API endpoint we talked about in January? It can find it. The design philosophy behind Claude's memory system is to make AI adapt to users, not the other way around. At least, that's how Anthropic frames it. Layer 3 is where it gets really useful for work, project memory. This is isolated context that only applies within a specific project. It doesn't leak into your regular chats. So if you're working on a client project with specific terminology, style guides, or technical requirements, Claude remembers all of that within that project, but it won't carry over into unrelated conversations. This isolation is actually important. If you're helping a friend with a resume, you probably don't want Claude suggesting your client's brand voice guidelines. Now, here's the feature that's got people talking. The import tool. You can bring your ChatGPT conversation history into Claude. Anthropic created a specific prompt that you run in ChatGPT. It exports your memories and conversation patterns in a format Claude can absorb. The process isn't instant. Once you import, assimilation takes up to 24 hours as Claude processes and integrates the context from your previous AI relationship. There's something slightly meta about this. You're asking one AI to summarize its memories of you, then giving that summary to a competing AI. What could possibly get lost in translation? And honestly, probably something does get lost. ChatGPT summarizing its own memories introduces potential distortion, but it's better than starting completely fresh. If you're considering the switch, here's what I'd suggest. Go to Claude settings and find the import option. They have the exact prompt ready for you to paste into ChatGPT. Run it. Export your history. Then give Claude a full day to process everything. Don't judge the memory feature on day 1. It needs time to index your patterns. I tested this myself. Imported about 8 months of ChatGPT conversations. By day 2, Claude knew my coding preferences, my writing style, even that I work with European clients and need to be mindful of time zones. Was it perfect? No. Some nuances got smoothed over. But the baseline was solid. I wasn't starting from zero, and that genuinely saved time in the first week. But let's talk about the uncomfortable question. Should your AI remember you at all? Privacy advocates are raising real concerns. These systems accumulate personal data over months, potentially years. Your preferences, your projects, your communication patterns. The three-layer architecture adds complexity. Users might not realize that preferences saved in a project don't carry over to their main chat memory. That's by design. But it's not intuitive. My recommendation? Go check what Claude already remembers about you. Head to your memory settings and review what's stored. You might be surprised, and you can delete anything you don't want retained. The good news, Claude gives you control. You can clear memories entirely, delete specific items, or turn the feature off if you prefer the old way. Every conversation a fresh start. All right, let's get practical. How does this actually change the day-to-day experience of using Claude versus ChatGPT versus Gemini? After 2 weeks of testing with memory enabled on both Claude and ChatGPT, here's my honest assessment. The differences are subtle but real. Claude's three-layer approach feels more intentional. Project memory in particular is genuinely useful for separating work contexts. ChatGPT's memory is more of a single bucket. ChatGPT's memory has been around longer, so it's had more time to learn my patterns. Claude's catching up, but the history gap shows in edge cases. The import feature helps close that gap, but it's not a complete transfer. Think of it as a highlight reel rather than a full backup. Here's a test you might want to try. Have the exact same conversation with memory enabled and disabled. Ask Claude to help you with something it should know about from previous chats. The difference is measurable. With memory off, I had to re-explain my tech stack, my preferences, my project context. Took about 2 extra messages each time. 2 messages doesn't sound like much, but multiply that across dozens of daily interactions. It adds up. Memory saves real time once it learns your patterns. One thing to try this week: explicitly tell Claude something important about how you work. Remember that I always want code examples in Python 3.1 syntax. Then use it for a week. See if it actually retains that preference. The memory system learns faster when you're explicit about what matters to you. For developers specifically, project memory is the feature worth exploring. You can set up a project with your code-based context, style guides, and technical requirements. Every conversation within that project inherits the context. You don't have to re-explain your architecture or coding standards. Claude already knows. Now I want to be real about limitations. Memory doesn't make Claude perfect. It can still misremember things, apply the wrong context, or surface memories you'd rather it forgot. I've had it confidently reference a preference I set 6 months ago that's no longer accurate. The memory was correct, my preferences had changed, and I hadn't told it. Consider doing a periodic memory review. Maybe once a month, check what Claude has learned about you and clean up anything outdated. It's like pruning, keeps the system useful. Both Claude and ChatGPT let you do this: view, edit, or delete specific memories. The interfaces are different, but the capability is there. Use it. Looking at the competitive picture, this move by Anthropic matters. Memory was ChatGPT's edge. Now it's parity, and the import tool is a direct invitation to switch. Whether you should switch depends entirely on what you value. Claude's writing tends to be better. ChatGPT's broader tool ecosystem is more mature. Both have memory now. If you're curious about trying the import, do it this week while you're thinking about it. The process takes about 15 minutes of active time, then 24 hours of waiting. And if this kind of practical AI coverage is useful to you, hit subscribe. We put out new episodes regularly, breaking down which tools are worth your time and which ones aren't. The bottom line, Claude's memory feature isn't magic. It's a practical improvement that reduces friction, less re-explaining, more context carried between sessions. Is it enough to make you switch from ChatGPT? Maybe. The import tool lowers the barrier significantly, but the core question is which AI's responses you actually prefer. Memory doesn't change Claude's fundamental personality or capabilities. It just makes that Claude remember who you are while it helps you. So, your AI finally remembers you. The question now is, will you let it? The tools are there. The choice in the data is yours. Try the import this week. Test the 3 memory layers. See if it actually makes a difference in how you work. Because the only way to know is to use it. That's it for this episode. I'll see you in the next one.